Great morning, great morning, great morning. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I am just happy and grateful for another day. I'm happy and grateful for life. I'm going to say it every week. I don't take days for granted. I don't take life for granted. I don't take you for granted. So I'm happy and I'm grateful for you. And I just want to remind you that you are healthy. You are wealthy, you are prosperous. Everything your hands go to touch, it must, it shall, and it will manifest, prosper, and grow great things because you are great. You're created out of greatness. You are love, ultimately. All right. We are not expected to be perfect, but we get up every day and we are intentional to walk in our purpose, period. Okay? That is what we do. We figure out where our purpose fits in the season that we're in. So it's Meal Prep Monday. And by faith, I just believe that last week we did not walk out in emotion, but we walked out in intentions. We were intentional in how we moved. So, and I want to keep just reminding us, especially in the time that we're in right now, okay? In the Kairos time, in the supernatural time. We're in the month of E I'm gonna say this wrong, but it's ER, okay? The month of ER. That's on the Hebrew calendar. It's the second month, okay? And what it is, and I promise you, I cannot make this stuff up. So last week, when I was sharing what I was sharing, I knew that we were going from the month of Nisan. ER actually started last Saturday, um, 2 weeks Saturday. But everything that God has showed me, Jehovah God showed me last week, it now makes sense. A little more. It's clearer, okay? So where are we at in Kairos time, in the supernatural space? Um, we're in a place of healing. So, like I said, we're in that time where Jesus walked 40 days on earth and he discipled the disciples. So, one thing that we always have to remember, you're in one or two positions, if not postures, if not both. You're either a student or a teacher. Okay? We're either being taught or we're teaching. Okay? But we also have to be intentional to stay a student. We should always be learning. This is why every day I meet a new version of you. Every day you should meet a new version of me because every day I should be learning and growing. I should want to learn more. I should want to know more. I should want to be able to become better. Okay? So here's the deal. It's the dealio, right? In this month, it's the time of divine healing. All right. In this month, it's the time where you can know Jehovah Rapha as your healer. When we think of Jehovah Rapha, a lot of times we think of healing physically. All right. But Jehovah Rapha is a healer physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually, because we need healing in all these places. There is a supernatural grace right now where you can sit, be taught, be healed, be set free, be delivered, be new. Okay? You got to know where you are in this season. So we have to be intentional. We cannot walk around, especially right now, being emotionally driven, making emotional decisions. You need to sit down somewhere. You should literally allow the grace that we have in this season to fall on you. Be humble, be submissive, get the revelations about yourself. Be a better version of you. Be okay to look in your mirror, because now looking in your own mirror, don't look to the left or to the right, look at your own. So when you get a word that you're hearing a word, or you're hearing something and someone getting a pow pow, before you sit and look at them, see if it fits you. Because just the season that we're in, okay? So here's the thing. Month of ER. E like C, R rhyme with car. Okay? So here's the thing. This is also a month of transition and process. So last month, and it starts with the month of Nisan, because on the Hebrew calendar, not the Jewish calendar, the Hebrew calendar, and how it's referenced, the way that God references it, the first month is Nisan. The first month is deliverance. So last month, we should have been going through deliverance. We should have. So if you felt like, your stuff was coming up, and, you were seeing some faulty stuff about yourself, because we all flawed. All right, we all sin and fall short of the glory. No one is exempt. Okay, so we're all sinners that had to be saved. Period. Okay, so last month was the month of deliverance. This month is a month of healing. Okay, so you were able to unpack, you were able to get rid of. Now you need to heal physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. All right, so here's the thing. It's the time. Really, it's a wilderness time. I don't know about you, but when I tell you I feel like I am going through a thing, like I have peace, but I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but it seems like everything, everything is coming up. You being tried, you're being tested. People, they want to test your gangster. I don't know. I may be the only one going through this, but it's almost like, what is really going on? And the reason I feel that way is because I just went through deliverance. All right. I just was intentional to like see me, see my junk, see my mess, see my flaws, and then in it, not nuck when I wanted to buck. Okay. Like literally own my stuff, put my big girl pants on, owned it, dealt with it, is dealing with it. Then we switch over into, this is all in the spirit, okay? But this is the amazing thing. When you know where you are, you can recognize it, and you can be more intentional to pull on the grace. Okay? You can be more intentional to understand that it is not expected of you to go through it alone. We should not be doing anything alone, because we're never alone. Why? Because there was a Holy Ghost that is left with us, that is in us. You cannot get away from you. All right. So here's the thing. This month is the process in the wilderness. It's your valley, okay? It's your hard space. But this is the beautiful thing. It's for your processing. It's for your pruning. It's for the best of you, okay? So here. Sorry, a text came through. So this is also where God is gonna renew your mind. You're gonna have to look at things different. The only way you're gonna make it through the wilderness without murmuring and complaining, you gotta renew your mind. You've got to shift your perspective, okay? My little niece. All right. So where does this go? Where does this take us when you think of the meal plan? All right. Because this is the reason I'm saying this. I want to be intentional for us to understand where we are, because we supernatural in the natural space. I want you to understand where you are supernaturally so that you can pull on grace that covers you. All right. It's like this is the time where obedience is important. It's mandatory. All right? We not doing sacrifice. We doing obedience is better than sacrifice. This is the time where in the valley, if you don't murmur and complain, you will understand how God speaks to you. We cannot continue to walk this journey on in becoming familiar, what we are familiar with. When you become familiar with God, because we do, you get comfortable. When you get comfortable, you miss. I don't know about you, but I want to be a sharpshooter in the spirit. I want to be a sharpshooter when I'm having to fight, when I'm having to execute. I want to be a sharpshooter when it's something I need to go take because it's mine. I listen, I don't want to miss in the spirit, all right? Which means I don't want to miss my blessings because everything that's done here on earth, it's already happened in heaven. So here, what do we need to do when it comes to your mindset? You got to get rid of your stinking thinking. You got to detox your thinking. You got to shift. You got to move. You cannot stay stuck in your yesterdays. You got to heal. You got to heal from your past trauma. You've got to face where you've been arrested in your development in your spirit. Okay? It's okay because there's a grace. So it's going to be uncomfortable. You should expect to be uncomfortable. You should be expect to be stretched. You should be expect to feel punked. You should expect people to mess with you. Okay? But here's the thing. What's the E? In these places, we learn the ways of God. Do you believe that you were fearfully and wonderfully made? Do you believe that there are no mistakes in God? Do you believe that every day is great? It's up to you to keep it that way. Do you believe that your footsteps are predestined and preordained? Do you believe that nothing happens by chance or surprise to God? This is where you got to hold on to your belief. In the valley, if you could hold on to your belief without murmuring and complaining, you walk out knowing. When you know a thing, that's when it manifests here on earth. When you know a thing, that's when you have not only the authority, but the power to pull heaven on earth for you. That's when you'll see the multimillionaires manifest here on earth. I don't know about you, but I'm one of them. You better catch it. Okay. What's your accountability? To yourself first. Daily obedience. Okay, like I just said, obedience is better than sacrifice. You've got to be obedient. Why? Because first of all, God need to know he can trust you. So expect instruction that looks opposite of what makes sense. Expect a lot of make it make sense, but don't get stuck there. You cannot murmur and complain. All right? This is why it's important for you to know the voice of God for you. Because you got to know when he's speaking to you, and then you got to do it. All right? Unusual favor happens in the wilderness. Why? Because you're making decisions that don't make sense to most people. I don't need to make sense to you. As long as I know I'm lined up with the Holy Ghost, that's all that matters to me. Okay? What's it going to look like with your lifestyle? You need to know that new patterns are forming. Okay? You're not going to look like you used to look and shouldn't. We should be elevating. We should be coming up. We should, whatever we had, listen, I have a blessed life. Okay? I have whatever bad has happened in my life, the good outweighs it. Period. Because I say so. It's my perspective. I understand that on my worst day, someone else's day is worse. Someone else is going through more than me. if I can relate to it or not. So every day we should be getting better. Every day things should be getting greater. Why? Because you're great. So all the things that hold you back should be shedding off. You cannot stay stagnant and expect to be free. You can't stay stagnant and expect to be clean. Stagnated water becomes, it gets a film on it. It becomes nasty. It becomes, like think of a pond that don't move. Gnats come. In stagnation, you can't elevate, you can't grow. It's the movement, it's the ripples of the water. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense because I'm telling y'all what I see. I can't really. So here's the thing. You've got to be intentional to be in Kairos timing. You got to be intentional to align with heaven. Your days are predestined. Your days are preordained. Okay? Even when you we going through a wilderness right now. Do not murmur and complain. Instead of murmuring and complaining, give a praise. Worship in your wilderness. Worship in your wilderness. Worship is not just a song, it's a posture of your heart. But if you can't do it yourself, put on something. Don't put on no trap music, all right? We ain't trying to get all excited that way, all right? But you put something in that put your heart and your posture in a place of gratitude. Okay? A place of thanksgiving. I don't understand what's going on. I don't. But by faith, I believe you. Help me with my unbelief. Every place I don't believe, help me. I don't know why you got me going through this. I don't know. So I'm going to stop trying to figure it out. And I'm going to trust you because I know that you know. Listen, this is the month where your healing will follow your obedience. So be obedient. And in the process of your obedience, your reward is healing. You will heal in your mind. You will heal in your emotions. You will heal in your physical body. My physical, because, and this is another thing, you gotta know, because the dark world don't come with nothing new towards you. All right. There's an authority that Satan has to mess with you, but it's never nothing new. So you got to know your vices, you got to know your triggers, you got to know the places of your trauma that he tries to scratch. For me, it's physical, right? So in this place of a wilderness, my my physical body is being attacked, but I'm not tripping because our God is Jehovah Rapha, right? So by faith, I know that if I don't murmur and complain, see, I'm trying to get help. All right. I'm trying to solve problems. I'm trying to be in a place where healing is my portion no matter what. Okay? And because of this, I won't be moved by whatever's going on in my physical body. I just gotta, okay, this used to work in a season, it's not working now because I'm intentional to try to be holistic, right? This isn't working, so now I gotta try something different. But this is the beautiful thing. The beautiful thing in it is when you try a thing in God, it still works for your favor. I told someone, God covers babies and fools. We're either we're in a baby state of a new season, or we're foolish enough to believe him, and that's why we're doing it. Either way, we're covered. All right. So here's the thing. Like I said, when it comes to the neuroscience and the spiritual connection, so we went through deliverance. That was our emotional breakthrough, right? In this month of look, I probably done the same way. Y'all know what I'm saying. In this month, okay? We're doing neural rewiring through repetition. Okay? Repetition and consistency is key in your place of obedience. Why? Because it's that neuroplasticity that's being formed. We've talked about that, okay? You can get your new habits formed. So what happens? Old patterns will weaken through the lack of reinforcement. So embrace the season that you're in, okay? Embrace it. We in a wilderness, but in wilderness we're learning worship. In wilderness we're learning peace. In wilderness we're learning submission. All right? Wilderness, and it ain't got to be all, long drawn out whatever. It's just being uncomfortable, but you should be uncomfortable if you're growing. You should be stretching. Thank you. When we're being stretched, the more you stretch, the more you have capacity for. Because you can only give out, you can only receive what you have the capacity to contain. Okay? So as we're being stretched, our capacity grows. And as our capacity grows, what you see outwardly is territory growing. You receive space. You begin, the fruits of your labor begin to show because you're known by the fruits that you bear. All right. So Meal Prep Monday. What do I want us to focus on this week? For our mindset, I want you to replace that survival thinking with a trust thinking. We got to get out of survival mode. We should be out of survival mode because all last week we didn't respond out of that. All last week we were good stewards over our emotional reactions, right? So this week I want you to do that, okay? Replace that stinking thinking. Don't murmur, don't complain, but be intentional. Just be intentional. Like don't do it. Be still and know that he's God. Trust the process and the pruning that you're going through. Education. I want you to continue to learn the way God is speaking to you versus or over your emotional reactions. When you're feeling real emotional, be still. Okay? You don't have to have a whole thesis paper of a response from God. Remember, he's only going to give you to the capacity that you can absorb. So if you get little short answers or nudges, instead of keep trying to figure out more, why don't you work on your capacity? Come on, Ming. Accountability, your daily disciplines. Pray, read the word. Like I told you before, this is not about me promoting a church. I don't care what you believe. The Bible is the number one personal growth and self-development book. Because at the end of the day, whatever you choose as your religion, that is on you. I believe in the Trinity. I believe in Jehovah God. Okay, period. But at the end of it all, we're all created from the same place, whatever you want to label it. Period. So, in the Bible, you should be picking it up because to know you is to know who created you. You want to know you got to know who created you to get an understanding of yourself. Prayer, be in the book, and be obedient. Pray, talk to who created you. See what the creator says about you, learn the character of who created you, and be obedient to what is being spoken to you. Lifestyle. You've got to create consistent and repetitious patterns that are healthy, not emotional. So while you're seeking, while you're learning, while you're being poured into, become be consistent every day. Start a routine. We've talked about routines. You should already have one in place, but we ain't gonna go there. All right. You should, but start the routine. Consistent, persistent is what you should be. Repetitious. You know that's what messes us up. We good for a moment and then we fall off. We've got to build our stamina, all right? So, that's what I want you to do this week. All right? Walk in divine healing, embrace your process, and be rebuilt daily by aligning with heaven. That's actually my declaration. I walk in divine healing. I embrace my process, and I am being rebuilt daily in alignment in heaven. That's my declaration. So I want you to stay focused, stay humble, stay positive. I know this ain't, the whole, ooh, but listen, sit, be poured into, and just know the season that you're in, know where we are, because there's a grace for it. All right. I know that it feels like you may be having to make all these decisions, and the struggle is real right now. But guess what? You ain't the only one. Okay. You're not it's a season. And in the season, there's a grace for us to get through the wilderness. All right? Worship. Don't murmur and complain. Rest your lips. Don't go back and forth, because that takes away your power. All right? So it's 10:30. I am Nicole D. Jones, and I want you to continue to have a fantabulous rest of the day. Smooches. Oh, wait. There's something in the chat. Now I can see the chat. I couldn't see it on here. What's all this? Baby, yes. All right, Ladrina. Good. I'm not the only one. Dawn, did you get to hear? Oh, thank you. I'm glad y'all. Cynthia's still on there. Can I repeat the declaration? Cynthia's still on here?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Let me give it to you. What's on my card? I walk in divine healing. I embrace the process. I am being rebuilt daily in alignment with heaven. That's my declaration. That's what I'm saying this week. Anyone else? Anyone else before we hang up?
I write a little slower. Do you mind repeating those declarations again?
Oh, that's fine. Done. I walk in divine healing. I embrace the process, and I am being rebuilt daily in alignment with heaven.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anyone else? I can see the chats. I can't see who's on here though. If it be not, and it's the month of Dawn, you would know. Am I saying that right? ER, month of ER, ER,
It's a tomato
IY.
thing. Yeah,
Okay,
I said the
but
same.
it's the second month.
Yeah,
Look.
I said the same way. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly as well.
Okay. Yep. And y'all know the Hebrew calendar is based off of God, the um the feast of the Lord. It's the calendar of God. Now it's talked about two different ways. I did find that out. So with the Hebrew calendar, when you follow it by the way God has it lined up, Nisan is the first month. The Jewish use the Hebrew calendar and they do it based on starting with Rosh Hashanah. So they say that's the beginning. I did learn that. So the Jewish do it. I mean, it's the same calendar, but their New Year, or where they start for the first month, they start with Rosh Hashanah. But as far as the word and the way God has it lined up, it was Nisan. He starts with us. The Jewish really go by what
What
happened.
happened? That's true.
Yes. Thank you, Don. Hey, I've been reading. Okay. Anyone else? Because I know y'all got oh, I didn't stop recording. Questions, comments, concerns? If not, we will let me turn this off.